This is a good time to just get in and buy. I think right now, overall, it is a good buyer's market.
Generally speaking, everything's slowed down. Like the purchase side, the selling side, everything's just slower.
Every intervention by the government, it seems to squeeze the people that they publicly say they want to help.
Say a year ago it was just bang, 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 bang. Now we have to be a little bit more tactical and come up with plan B, plan C.
Hey, it's Alex Yell with Remax Select Properties.
And Dave Goodison from Forefront Mortgages.
And this is your market update for August 2022. And we apologize, we kind of missed last month. We had I had some health issues, but overall, we're all good to go, and we're gonna fill it up right now.
Yep.
Over the last couple of months, you probably are aware of the interest rate rises. Went up another point last month, I think 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
And of course, that would affect buyers' affordability and ultimately affecting sale prices. So over the last month in July, overall, Vancouver residential, Vancouver East price went down 2.2%. Vancouver West, same thing, went down 2.2%, mostly in the single family detached category. So Vancouver East houses went down 4.2% in the last month, just 1 month alone. Vancouver West went down 3.4%. Townhomes, Vancouver East went up 1.7%, but that's more of a fluctuation. Vancouver West townhomes went down 1.5%. Condos, Vancouver East went up 0.5%, so negligible. Vancouver West went down 1.2%. Now, same story over the last 3-4 months now. Supply has been outgrowing the sales volume in all areas. Vancouver downtown, inventory went down 0.2%, but sales volume went down 19%. Vancouver West Side houses, inventory went down 3%, but sales volume went down 33%. So overall, it's the same trend everywhere. Yeah. So it's a little tough on sellers right now. You probably see a lot of listings that just hanging there, even though they're priced right. They're motivated, but some listings aren't even getting calls. And I think we kind of briefly discussed on this earlier that unfortunately it kind of went to the extreme both ways. During COVID, kind of went extreme to the seller side, and now it just shifted really quick, kind of extreme to the buyer side. And that's always tough for people moving, right? And so what have you been seeing, especially with people moving, that has to do both sides of the transaction? You have to sell and then use that equity to buy.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess if we look at it from like a longer period of time, probably even only 6 months ago, people had no problem selling their homes. So it was go buy because it was a very competitive market, and then selling will just happen at a good price, like no stress involved. Now that's certainly shifted because just generally speaking, everything's slowed down. Like the purchase side, the selling side, everything's just slower. So there's a lot more time period between transactions, it seems. Your numbers, right? In terms of volume of transactions. I'd say now most people, before they're getting super serious about buying, are gonna sell. And they're gonna do the work to get to the finish line on the selling side of things so that they know for certain what they're gonna walk away with and the timing of things. Probably there was a rush about 4 to 6 weeks ago where everything was getting quite hectic, but it's certainly slowed since then. I'd say in the current market state, we're kind of like the Maytag man, somewhat. We're just waiting for the call. But it's a lot slower. So when we're talking with clients now, this is something we discussed earlier, when we're looking at people that are moving up the property ladder, or even moving down the property ladder, I guess, just moving from one property to the next, we're being a lot more cautious with our assumptions in terms of what they're going to net from a sale proceeds. We're coming up with options in terms of if you have to bridge between purchases, get creative with dates on transactions to hopefully help out clients. So there's a lot more thought being put in to some of those items that we weren't thinking about that. say a year ago, where a year ago it was just bang, 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 bang. Now we have to be a little bit more tactical and come up with plan B, plan C, just to ensure, everybody's successful in the transaction.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Now, I've been seeing that, some people with pre-approvals over the last couple of months, they're trying to buy using that pre-approval, obviously.
Yep.
And especially the lower end of the market, the one bedrooms, the the entry level, not lower end, sorry, but entry level.
Yep.
Where some people have been saving for the last 5 years to buy their first condo, first one bedroom condo. So that 1% makes a huge difference to that category of buyers.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, they're the ones suffering. I've seen some that, they made offers, but just couldn't get it together or deal-wise, and they fall out of that pre-approval period, and now they're completely out of the market.
Yeah.
They can't buy anymore. Not even though the prices are coming down, their cost to mortgage is even greater now than the difference of the price difference.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So it's very unfortunate, but I mean, if someone's buying and not selling just for the sake of buying, investors, for example, some people that's coming back from overseas or from the States and they're Canadian citizens, this is a good time to just get in and buy. I think right now, overall, it is a good buyer's market. Will the price keep going down? We don't know. I mean, we don't have a crystal ball, but it could reset, like we kind of briefly discussed as well in September, because overall, 5.5%, 6%, it's not high in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, from recent history,
Yeah.
it's high.
Yes.
Grand scheme of things, not as much.
Right.
Yeah.
So that mentality may shift over the next little while, right? And but I mean, it is obviously going to cost more to buy now than, let's say, in March or February.
For sure.
Significantly.
Yeah, from a monthly budget perspective, we used to, again, I'll just reference last summer, people would ask how much does it cost for a mortgage? And we just use rough numbers. We're like, well, it'll be $400 a month per 100,000. And now that number's over $500 a month. And that difference, that's noticeable, I think, on people's monthly budgets. So again, you talk about the first-time home buyers or, that the entry level of the market, those folks, like, one, it's harder to qualify for sure. As interest rates go higher, we can talk about the stress test, or we've talked about the stress test. The way it gets applied is it's over and above that 5.25 number that you hear about, right? But then the monthly cost, if you're first-time buyer buying a one-bedroom condo, that was your client we were talking about, strata fees are higher too. Property taxes aren't going to come down.
Right.
And so it's just this confluence of factors that start to pile up. So, can you qualify for one? But do you want to pay that amount, right? Like it becomes quite expensive. So I agree. I think investors or people, coming in from overseas that have cash or easy access to credit as well, will probably open up some good opportunities for them. I think for those first-time home buyers, it's frustrating because the story they've been hearing in Vancouver for the last 5-10 years is buy now, because the prices keep going up.
Yeah.
So you're a first-time buyer and all you're thinking is the prices are going to keep going up. I'll never be able to afford Vancouver. And now the message that they're hearing is interest rates are going to keep going up. And so then they're saying I'll never be able to afford Vancouver. So I hope there's some happy balance, maybe in the fall. I think the fall the market will hopefully settle. So we know where we're at. But we might need a year and a half for interest rates to calm down.
I think, with every intervention by the government, it seems to squeeze the people that they publicly say they want to help. It keeps benefiting those with more money. Right?
I don't know what every plan they've come up with. I'm sure that we shouldn't make this political, but
No,
I'm
no,
sure
no,
their
not at all.
intentions were,
Yeah, I'm not
because every
trying-
party's come up with different ideas, right?
Exactly, but it's all the same result. I'm not biased with any specific party or anything. It's just
has been so minimal on any of these programs.
I agree.
The tax benefits that they give, first-time buyers, whatever, it's negligible in the grand scheme of things. The costs that are associated with real estate, like besides the purchase price, property transfer tax, the insurance premium for first-time home buyers, those are huge costs. So they save them $1,000 at tax time, but then they pay 30 grand, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So. But anyway, it'd be great to find a solution to help out
for
first-time
sure.
buyers.
But unfortunately, probably not in the short-term future.
No.
Another topic that actually is important right now that just came out last month as well is the cooling off period. It's being legislated to start January 1st of 2023. Now, we don't have a lot of information on that right now. All we know is that it's going to be a 3-day rescission period for subject-free offers only, and there's going to be a 0.5% of a penalty if it gets pulled out within those 3 days. Now, there's a lot of loopholes to that. And so we're not going to go too deep into that right now. We will bring that back when we have more information, because right now it's just an idea. It's very, very premature to discuss. So we will bring that back, and you will be informed of that when we have more information. But overall, buyers right now there's more opportunities to buy. It's easier to choose. It may not be easier to finance a property. Seller-wise, be patient, know your numbers, don't shoot for the moon. If you need to move because you want to move, because you need to move, because your family needs are that you move to a different property, not because you can net another 50K, 100K in just to move, just for the sake of moving. So I think right now, again, we're back to a point where the market just, the people moving in this market are the people that have the needs to do so. And that may not be a bad thing, but unfortunately, a lot of the new buyers are kind of phased out of the purchase range. But overall, I think it's been a challenging month for a lot of buyers and sellers. We'll see if it continues to be this way, but interest rates, I think, are here to stay for a little while.
Yeah, it's our thinking, on the prime rate, that's one that they raised 1% in July. Our opinion is they're going to raise it again in September. I would hope at that point they just let it sit and let it work its way through the economy, see what happens versus some knee-jerk reactions. It seems that they left it too long to raise rates, and now they're playing catch-up, which is fine. I have opinions on that as well, but we don't want to rail on our institutions on this video. So I think they'll raise it again in September. Hopefully they let it sit. And, if they let it sit for 6 months, a year, they want to calm inflation. I think they'll get there. I feel it. I feel people are, spending less money, less investment going on, which is ultimately going to be negative long term. But I think they'll achieve their goals from that side of things. We think longer term, probably a year and a half, 2024, we'll start to see rates come down. But those are just our thoughts right now. There's been a lot of guesses as to what's going to go on with interest rates. So again, you just have to come up with a plan. And then if things don't go according to plan, you move to plan B on that side of things. But yeah, we think one more rate increase at least.
Yeah. Well, it's not all doom and gloom though. So if you're looking to move, if you're looking to buy or sell, give us a call. We can certainly talk you through your specific situation and find a way that's beneficial to you and your family.
Absolutely.
So overall, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And we're looking forward to talking to you again next month.
Great.
Have a good day.
Thanks, everyone.